We're sitting here with Tim McDonald, who is the production manager for Fort Walton Machining. And Tim's got a really great story about moving a massive Mazak machine into their plant. So, Tim, that was a little tease, but what is this? The story is they bought a really big machine, but why?
Well,
where did this come from?
It's much more than that.
Absolutely.
You know, it's called the Mazak VHP 160 Profiler.
Okay.
It is a large bed aerospace aluminum machining center. We've customized it with some pallet changers and stuff of that nature to kind of make it a little bit more unique, a little bit more user-friendly. But overall, it's just an absolutely outstanding machine.
Well, where did this idea come from to purchase this machine?
So one of the big philosophies of Fort Walton Machining is always changing, always evolving, always making ourselves better for our customers. So we wanted to set ourselves apart once again. So when we came to IMTS 2 years ago, although this machine is so big it couldn't be brought here to the show, Pinnacle Machine Tool actually took us up to their top level and gave us a display and a bunch of that stuff. So that's pretty much how it started.
So now you found this machine here on the show floor at IMTS 2014.
Absolutely.
That's a great success story right there.
Absolutely.
Well, talk us through how you found it and what you saw.
Okay, so you know, we do mostly aerospace machining at Fort Walton Machining, and we wanted to do larger parts, and this is a big machine, massive as you call it. And we wanted to, you know, we're a big fan of Mazaks. We purchased a lot of Mazaks over the years via Pinnacle Tool, direct with Mazak, and we have just a really great relationship with them, and the quality of their machines is outstanding. I mean, top of the line. So we started and we found the one we wanted, and we just started rolling the ball from there.
Now, was this machine introduced at IMTS 2014?
Absolutely.
So you were one of the first people to see it.
Right.
Weren't you another first?
We are the first people to have one in the world.
Wow.
I'm very proud of that.
The very first customer of the Mazak VHP 160 Profiler. Now, okay, so you come to IMTS 2014, you see it in action for the very first time, you're the very first customer to purchase it. Well, then what needed to happen?
Well, part of the machine is so big it can't be moved all at once, so it has to be broken down. So what they do when they have a big machine like that is they actually fly us out to Japan to the Minokama plant up in Nagoya.
Okay.
And basically we took a part that we've been making at Fort Walton Machining for years. Can't tell you what it is because it's military hardware. And we had to take it out there, and we actually compared the runs between them. We actually ran that part there, 50% reduction in run time. You'll see it in the booth. Please go see it at the booth. But we ran it, and everything was great, and we wanted to make sure that everything was good before you broke it all down and you shipped it.
All right, so you went to Japan. That's where you did the runoff test.
Mm-hmm.
Test went well.
Absolutely.
Then they broke it down, and they shipped it across the ocean
Absolutely.
to Florida.
Yep.
But you have a plant.
Absolutely.
This is a massive machine, and then you needed to raise the roof.
Absolutely.
So this is the really fun part of this. Well, the whole story is fun, but this is the really fun part.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how you had to raise the roof.
So when we put the base casting in and we went to put the column on, obviously the roof had steel girders, and when we were rigging it, we realized we were short by 3 inches. So we actually had to go and contract a guy over the weekend because we had a schedule we had to keep.
Sure.
Cut the roof out, cut the girders out, raise it up, get a building inspector in there just to be able to lift this column on and then put the roof back on.
Now, this process started at IMTS 2014. Here we are at IMTS 2016, but run us through the timeline of how you got from there to how you got it down. I mean, this took a while.
Absolutely. March 2015, we placed the machine on order. December 2015, that's when we went out to Japan and spent about 2.5, 3 weeks out there. February of 2016, it actually arrived in the States and started assembly immediately. And June 2016, finally up and running and making chips.
So it's up and running and making chips. How does it work?
Oh, it works wonderful. Lovely machine.
Wonderful. Now, obviously, we can't talk about confidential, aerospace information,
Right.
but how is it benefiting you? How is it benefiting Fort Walton Machining? How is it benefiting your customers in your industry?
Absolutely. Well, it's the biggest machine we've had as far as envelope size. It's got the highest RPM spindle we've ever had. So it allows us to cut faster, more precise, and passing that cost reduction onto our customers, getting us more work. And, it's actually a lights-out operation is how we designed it.
Well, where does Fort Walton Machining go from here?
I think there's no choice. Look on the floor, additive manufacturing is where we're going. And, the technology, back in 2008 is the first time I saw additive manufacturing here, and the growth curve has been exponential. And it's just so exciting to watch these kids get into the STEM academies, and it's just where the industry's going. And that is part of manufacturing. That's why we do IMTS. We want to grow, we want to get better, all of us in manufacturing.
Well, we want to grow, we want to get better, we all want to do better in manufacturing, and IMTS 2016 is the perfect place you can do it. As you just heard from Tim Walton, the production manager from Fort Walton Machining, IMTS 2016 is the place to go to find solutions to your problems that will benefit both you and your customers.